Hello, I'm Melanie Hardy, the Injury Prevention Coordinator for Trauma Services for Brazo West Level 1 Trauma Center. This year, we partnered with Verrado High School for the Battle of the Belt program. This is a state-supported initiative to increase seatbelt usage among teenagers. There are multiple campaigns at the school, such as messaging, signage, and the crashed car that serves as a daily reminder for those entering and leaving campus. As we were in a planning session with the staff, one of the teachers brought up the significance of the program, as she personally remembered that one of their own Verrado High School students had a devastating crash right here on campus. I had heard a little about Dylan's crash and very long road to recovery, but hadn't met him before. As a fellow student and Verrado's own, who else would have a greater impact on this message? When we started talking about interviewing Dylan, we began with his testimony and that of the EMTs, but we quickly realized that so much and so many more are affected. Trauma affects every single part of one's life. We are hoping to give just a glimpse of that grand scale of that effect with this documentary. One split second put him in the hospital, yes, but it affected not only him, but his family, friends, teachers, and his future. I would like to thank Dylan and his family for entrusting us and supporting this effort to bring the importance in doing what's in our power to do.
Hello, my name is Dylan Miller. I was a student here at Verrado back in 2019, and I was involved in a pretty severe car accident back in 2017. Everything I was trying to strive for was to be the ideal student athlete. You know, everything was finally coming together. You know, became a starter on the varsity football team, and you know, I had a terrific season. One day after leaving school, you know, the 2-3 seconds it takes to buckle up, but me being immortal and having everything going for me, thinking that nothing can harm me in the path that I'm on now, I don't buckle my seatbelt. And as I'm leaving the high school, we start sliding across the street, and then we hit the far side of the curb, and we roll about 2 or 3 times before the final rotation. My head actually squeezes out, and the B-pillar ended up clipping the top of my head. There were 2 other passengers that were in my vehicle with me when I had crashed, and both of them had been safely restrained due to wearing their seatbelts, and minor scratches, and you know, they went home and ate dinner with their families that night. I lost it all. I have to live with that every day. Why couldn't I have just taken those extra seconds? You know, why couldn't I have just taken that time to, you know, buckle my seatbelt? Why couldn't I have done this? Why couldn't I have done that? But waking up and having the doctor say, hey, you almost just died. You were in a severe car accident. I had to perform an emergency surgery on your head to allow your brain from exploding. You will never play football again. You now have a traumatic brain injury, and you will no longer be able to live a life that you thought you were going to be able to, you know, from short-term memory issues to phases of depression to, you know, anxiety and PTSD at the randomest of times. They basically put a little hole at the top of this scar and stuffed a little tube down my throat to basically allow my body to be able to breathe for itself, because my accident was so severe and it had traumatized my body so much that such a simple, everyday thing like breathing, I was incapable of doing on my own. Every time you enter a vehicle and you're planning on traversing anywhere at any speed, you need to be wearing your seatbelt. I flipped my 4Runner going no less than 8 miles an hour, right in front of the high school. 8 miles an hour. Most people run faster than that. So it just goes to ask the question, you know, is it really worth it? You know, why risk your future when in reality your future could be prevented if you just take the 2 seconds?